morning and welcome to the Morning Espresso by the Indian Express. My name is Rahil Philippos and let's get you started with the day's big story. With images of civilian bodies littering the streets of Bucha sparking a global outcry, India unequivocally condemned the killings as deeply disturbing at the UN Security Council meet and supported the call for an independent probe into the happenings in the Ukrainian town, which has been under Russian occupation until recently. This is the strongest statement by New Delhi so far on Russian actions following its invasion of Ukraine, which began on February 24th. Next up are our stories exclusive to the Indian Express. A series of pleas filed by the Indian Express under the RTI Act has revealed that while Maharashtra has 1,839 functioning PHCs, most don't have adequate staff. 1/3 of the sanctioned posts in PHCs are vacant. Consequently, the pressure on government hospitals in rural areas is high, leading to long waiting times, poor patient satisfaction, and an increased dependence on private healthcare. Now let's take a look at our stories from the front page. The ripples of a letter by the South MCD mayor directing meat shops in South Delhi to shut down during Navratri were felt in several Delhi neighborhoods as some shopkeepers downed shutters out of fear. An MP of BJP, which rules Delhi's 3 civic bodies, doubled down on the directive, saying meat shops across the country should be shut during Navratri, inciting sharp criticism from the opposition. The attack on a Kashmiri Pandit, the first such after a gap of 5 months, has left a chill in Shopian's Chotigam village in Kashmir. There are only 2 Kashmiri Pandit families living in the area, the Bhatts and a neighbor. On Monday, 2 youths on a motorcycle fired at Bal Krishan Bhatt. His brother is not really surprised at what happened. He says it is the story of the last 30 years of the valley. The Supreme Court has agreed to take up for hearing a pending plea challenging the Electoral Bond Scheme 2018. Last month, a written reply in Rajya Sabha revealed that in 19 tranches since 2018, bonds worth Rs 9,208 crore were sold. Political parties encashed bonds worth Rs 9,187.55 crore. And now for our must-read stories. Scientists fear that the sudden spike in temperatures from the second half of March may impact grain yields in many wheat-growing areas of India. The crop, which is largely timely or early sown, may not be affected much. The problem would be with the moderately late to late sown wheat in most parts of UP and Bihar, says Rajbir Yadav, head of the Indian Agricultural Research Institute's Division of Genetics. In the run-up to the 2024 Lok Sabha elections, political strategist Sunil Kanagolu's company will be working from behind the scenes for the Congress in Karnataka state elections and the Telugu Desam party in the Andhra Pradesh polls. Kanagolu, who does not have an online presence, is an elusive figure, unlike poll strategist Prashant Kishore, with whom he worked in 2014 before parting ways. Not only their public profiles, their modus operandi also differs considerably. Next up, Maimal Sarfaraz writes on the failed no-confidence motion against Pakistan Prime Minister Imran Khan. You can read her opinion on the IndianExpress.com website. Barraged as we have been on the invasion of one virus and its mutant strains, it's often easy to ignore that our planet hosts an estimated 10 known million viruses, enough to give one to every star in the universe 100 million times over. In comparison, there are less than 8 billion of us. Not all viruses are deadly. In fact, some are used to treat diseases. An expert puts viruses in perspective as we emerge from the COVID-19 pandemic. And finally, from 5-star accommodation to uniforms designed by celebrity fashion designer Masaba, this IPL season is unlike any 57-year-old groundsman Vasant Mohite has experienced before. He calls it a miracle, recalling how he was once expected to work longer shifts and spend the night in a small mosquito-ridden room with his colleagues. Behind this miracle is confectionery company Cadbury, which decided to provide the perks as a reward for the unsung ground staff. And that's all for today's Morning Espresso. Thank you for watching and don't forget to subscribe to the Indian Express's YouTube channel for the latest news updates.